Welcome. It's Sunday, day 9, Detroit Lions training camp. I'm the doc, John Macaroon. Welcome to the Detroit Lions Lone Wolves podcast, breaking down everything that we saw Sunday, day 9. Fun times, man. It was a good time at Detroit Lions practice. The weather has been so much more cooperative. Oh, my goodness. When the weather's not beating down on you, you can actually report, watch practice. Lots to get into. The defensive backs are continuing to shine. DJ Reed, Brian Branch, they were handling business. It was a fun time out there at Detroit Lions training camp. Day 9 saw a lot of action, a lot of competitive periods. And so if you have any questions, let us know. We'll be here probably next 30, 45 minutes answering your questions, breaking down what I saw out there. The defense continuing to shine. Now, there were some periods that were great, some highlights to share from the offensive weapons, but there were some uncharacteristic errors, uncharacteristic throws. Hendon Hooker spoke candidly. Dan Campbell spoke candidly when I asked him about Giovanni Manu. There was some offensive line shuffling. We'll break that all down. Great opportunity to get a chance now ahead of the game against the Falcons. The Lions are going to go out there against the Falcons, probably a team that's frustrated because they played so poorly. It was a poor performance against the Chargers in front of everybody. So you'd like, Dan was funny beforehand, and that he was asked, what would you like to see more of? Well, he was natural. He's like, I would like to have seen more first downs, probably more points. That was funny. I thought it was lighthearted to say, yeah, I would have liked to have seen I would have liked to see the offense look a little bit better on both sides of the ball. He was honest that both quarterbacks got to do better. Hendon Hooker was brutally honest about his performance. We'll talk about what we want to expect from him as well. There were some competitive periods, and there was some great blocking from the offensive line too. Sprung some of the star players. So it was a great time. Drop your questions. Make sure that you hit the notification bell, subscribe, so that every time we go live, there'll be an opportunity for you to find the doc and answer any and get your questions in. Superfan night practice tomorrow. I'm totally hyped. Me too. It's always a fun time. Superfan Doc, the GOAT, the one and only DOC. A player that the Lions are counting on, unfortunately, got hurt again. We got to break it down because it's starting to get concerning in regards to the efforts maybe to get him on the field, maybe are hurting him. Is the physicality of the game too much? Is the physicality of NFL football too much for this young defensive back, second-year player? It's concerning that Ennis Rakestraw in year 2, now just starting camp, is dealing with a myriad of injuries. A different one now today. Hopefully it works out. Left practice early on Sunday. Early, one of the first team periods that was out there. So we'll talk about it and look at what the potential is for him. Maybe they need to hold him out a little bit just to get him 100% healthy, let him come back, and maybe he's battling a little bit and resulting in further difficulty staying on the field. Make sure, drop your questions, leave a super chat. Your question goes right to the front of the line. Halt everything. So thank you guys so much for your continued support on this Sunday, getting after it with everything going on. It's greatly appreciated that everybody on a nice day that wants to check in. Make sure you check out our observations. It can go right along with our talk today. 1,500 words about what happened today, about the starting O-line with what was going on. There was some shuffling. But let me start with who impressed me. Man, it was fun. It was fun out there. I thought Brian Branch, DJ Reed had great practices. It was really nice to see the defense compete a little bit against the offense. It was nice to see DJ Reed step for step with Jameson Williams. And I think it rattled him a little bit because then on another route, JMO dropped the ball. It was in his hands. I think DJ Reed locking him down and being around him definitely made it interesting. Made it interesting for Jameson Williams. Overall, the competitive periods, I thought, went a little bit more towards the defense. There were plays made, pressure was definitely had. You felt like, okay, there were times where the defense, Brian Branch, all around the football, laying the lumber on tight ends who are bigger than him. It was cool. It was cool to see the defense do some things. This practice in front of the fans. Now it was more subdued because the highlight plays took place on one-on-ones. So the period started with some competitive periods, a tackle drill in front of us. Then the one-on-one period started. Then the situational periods. So there were times where now the third team didn't get a lot of work today, as opposed to different practices. But Hendon Hooker got to start with the twos, and he was okay. But at the same token, the defense was all around the football. Defense was swarming, as they say, all over the place, not giving an inch, competing very tough, competing tough. Now, one defensive back definitely had a tough time. And I don't know. I don't see I see maybe him being a camp body, but I'm not seeing, the impact plays consistently that need to happen to keep him here around longer. So we'll talk about that. Now, when we get after it, ask any questions you want. Overall, my assessment was it was a professional day. It was situational work. You wanted to see the blocking. You wanted to see how the offensive line shuffling with Taylor Decker returning. It was cool to see. It was cool to see a little bit of, good to see Kirby Joseph back out there. Good to see the returning players. Amik Robertson back out there. Kirby Joseph back out there. Taylor Decker officially off the PUP list. So that was cool to see. And that gives the opportunity with Taylor Decker back. He didn't do any team periods, but it was good to see him doing individual work. And with the shuffling with Dan Skipper out, we got our first look at the new offensive lineman. Looked okay. It was nice to see a little bit of what the plan could be at the new offensive line spots with Taylor Decker gone and Dan Skipper out. So I'll start with that. I thought it was great. I thought that clearly the offensive line had a nice opportunity to get out there and block a little bit. Tate Ratledge definitely sprung Jahmyr Gibbs on a nice run, explosive play. I thought it was great to see. Justin Herron looked okay. Justin Herron saw some reps at right tackle. Giovanni Manu, second team, moved up a little bit, did some things. Giovanni Manu, second team reps, followed by Justin Herron. Jamarco Jones was the primary left tackle in this contest, in this practice. Looked okay. Now, there was some shuffling. There were some times where different members, some unique combinations took place. You can go check out Lions NSI for the full recap of some of the shuffling. But the first team offensive line was Jamarco Jones at left, Christian Mahogany, Graham Glasgow, Tate Ratledge at right, and Penei Sewell. On the second team, Manu was the left tackle, Moody, the left guard, Cologne at center, Awosika, and Mason Miller primarily. Now, there was some mixing and matching at different times. Now, a newcomer got into the mix at right guard on the second team. That was Kobe Sorsdahl. He actually had himself a decent game against the Chargers. So they want to keep giving him a chance. And he was interviewed. You can go check out interviews that he talked today to reporters or to a reporter. And so he's trying to work his way to different spots, man. And if he can just stack a couple days, then he can get into that mix, because right now I do think he's behind. But Taylor Decker's back, so that's good. That should indicate some progression. That's always a good sign. Theo, absolutely. I hear Decker was back. Theo 99, absolutely he was back. David Barnett, with 25 starters not playing in the Hall of Fame game, is it more fun to watch practice or game for you? David, there's no real comparison. I like going out there. I'm energized to go out there. I'm thankful for the handful of people that shouted out my name. A happy couple smiled. It was nice to see smiling faces. People were excited out there. It wasn't brutally hot, so people were in a good mood. They were in a good mood to watch football. They wanted to cheer their guys. The one-on-one drills produced some highlights. So to me, to be around it all the time is fun. So it doesn't feel like work. Today was great. the quick pace nature, and what's great, David, is that Dan Campbell runs a similar camp. So all this feels very similar to previous camps with competitive periods, the pit, one-on-one tackling drills, the situations. It just feels very similar. Feels comfortable. And the media has gotten a grasp now how Dan runs his practices. We're all well aware. And there's opportunities to really showcase who's playing well and who's not. That's the blessing. So to me, practices are fun. Games are fun, but what happened if you go back a couple episodes, I recapped what happened at the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. I luckily was not. I was talking to another reporter today, Ben Raven. He actually got stuck in an elevator a couple times. That would have freaked me out. I would have been livid. I would have been upset if I got stuck in an elevator or had it fall or anything back. Oh, that would have been wild. So to me, it's all fun. I love doing this. Love having a chance to check in on a Sunday as well. Cynthia, Doc, we could hear you better than the other reporters. Why is it always a problem during indoor pressers? So frustrating. I joked, Cynthia, yesterday. I'll reset it. They have a microphone, and I sit in the front row to the far right. I don't know. I was liking it when you couldn't tell who was saying it. Today, my Giovanni Manu question came in nice and strong. Well, they also, too, you know why? The setup, there's a microphone in front of me. There's also a microphone above me. And there's also a camera probably looking right at me. What's he saying? What's he doing? The security's like, watch him. He's Middle Eastern. He's a podcaster. And there's a camera probably going like this. The second I sit down, it's just spinning. Watch him. So they want to make sure every word that comes out of my mouth is heard. So that they think he might twist it. He might put something out there. So I don't know the audio issue. I don't ask those questions to them. I will prefer that they didn't hear me, and it's just try to figure it out based on the response of Dan Campbell. That's their problem. I run my own audio company, and luckily you can hear me. But thankfully, I think you guys know when Dan looks down or any of the coaches down into the camera down to the right, they're looking at me. I don't know what I know. It's funny that they haven't mastered. I mean, literally just pass a mic. But then one person probably would sit there with it and hold and ask 6 questions, and none of us. Can you please pass the mic, please? One person cannot ask 6 questions. One more, please. Oh, man. Jamarco Jones, 29-year-old, still developing vet. He's doing okay. Having himself a camp. Had a good time. My wife and I saw you on the field and called your name. I can't believe we were the only ones. No, it happened a little bit later. I walked around. That was you. Great job. Great to see smiling faces. As I was walking, I started on the left side of the field to get some attendance, set up some highs, and then I walked toward your side. It was great to see. It was nice to see smiling faces. It was great. And then I walked over, and then on that side there, got a couple people as well that just waved and said hi because I was right in front of them. Yeah, it's usually a handful every practice. 2 or 3 groups that say hello. It was really nice. Thank you. It was nice. It's always nice to see smiling faces. So we get into it, and the offensive line shuffle I thought was good. It gives Hank Fraley a chance to get after it. Tyleik Williams, Nate Lynn, and Chris Smith are just competing. They're getting after it. They're handling their business. Now, in one-on-ones, it was a fun time. One-on-ones are fun because it gets the crowd into it, and it was cool because the crowd was definitely in front of the offense, where I was standing on the other side watching the pit, the offensive line, defensive line, and the tackle drill. But it was fun. The one-on-one period is always fun. And I'm going to tell you some highlights, too, because it was cool to see. It was cool to see Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, get after it. But also, too, guys, let's also remember, one-on-ones definitely favor the offensive skill position players. So here were the highlights. Jahmyr Gibbs caught a beautiful ball, caught it over his shoulder delicately, and was past Alex Anzalone. It was beautiful. Got the crowd out of their feet. It was amazing. It was amazing. This will be funny. You guys are great. Jim Hayward, does Tesla get any work with first team or just the backups? Just wondering if they might have some specific plays for him when the real bullets fly. Mostly second team. There might have been a time he worked with the ones, but most of the time now he's developing with the twos and the threes. Jim, I do think that clearly he's going to be featured in the preseason. So there are plays made for him, designed for him now. He's going to be featured. Hendon Hooker, I do think we'll target him quite a bit. Hopefully that makes him somebody that can also continue to have success. He had success with Kyle Allen. I would expect that there's going to be more success this week too. Stain Vision. You need to ask when the Lions will get better mics for reporters in the press room so we can actually hear the reporters' questions. Dan, good morning. On behalf of the Lions on SI Lone Wolves podcast community, when are the mics going to be able to pick up my voice better so that they can hear my great questions? Thoughts? He would look at me and be like, what? He'd be like, I don't want to call anybody out. I don't know. I don't know how they operate. I don't know that side of it. I don't talk to a lot of the line staff that deeply. I'm busy. I got so much to write about. It's just cordial. Hi, how you doing? I don't have time to break down their jobs. But if I did, I'd say, listen, hire me. I'm an audio expert. I'd be like, let's get a big mic and a camera. And so when the questions are asked, let's also change the policy that less of Dan, more of Doc. So when the Doc has the question, you zoom in like this. And then you highlight it. You go, John Macaroon, Lions on SI, question for Dan. Yeah, I'm John Macaroon with Lions on SI, Lone Wolves podcast, featured on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube. If you did that, there'd be some heavy, hardcore self-promotion going on. I'd have patches all over, Lions on SI, Detroit Sports Podcast. Be like, Coda, some of them do, because I'm doing them daily. A lot of these are for YouTube and for clips. Sometimes that would be, I do upload some of the content. You just look for Lone Wolves. If you subscribe to Detroit Sports Podcast, a handful of these are showing up there too. I just can't put all of them up there. Some of them are an hour and a half. And a lot of times I'm just clipping the videos that I need to put up to the website. This one may not. But like I said, I'm doing this live to grow it here, growing the YouTube community because you guys like it. Super chats have been great. The subscriptions have been great. Notifications. You guys are hitting that bell. It's great. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, you can see the videos on YouTube now and on X. The Lions posted them. Hauled in a great catch with Brian Branch just an inch away from the football. And then he made a move to the sideline that was just epic. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a beast to try and cover one-on-one. And Brian Branch, that was not the best part, which was funny because someone said, well, you only posted that he had a great hit. Why was he impressive? Why was Brian Branch impressive? I posted it in Lions on SI's observations. He was locking down people. He was in coverage. He was in space. He was moving. He was tackling. He was disruptive. He had himself a good practice. Now, one-on-ones are going to be tough. Alex Anzalone got burnt. Now, there were some periods where a handful that you guys saw that were there, 4 or 5 passes in a row, J-Mo struggled to get the ball. There were periods of time where the defense won. But St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs were the highlights. No doubt about it. And it's fun, too, because also the one-on-ones and 7-on-7s are usually for the skill players to shine, to get after it, to get down with making some plays. And so it's unfortunate that early in the practice, Ennis Rakestraw, we got to talk about it because I do think that there's something to be told about this young second-year player. And it's unfortunate because there's an expectation of his development. It's unfortunate because he comes into the year talking about needing to bulk up to be able to stay out there. Terrion Arnold was not out there. He should be expected back in a couple days. Hopefully, Dan Skipper about a week. Kenny Yeboah had a personal matter. It looks like a good, healthy family matter. That's good. Hopefully, everything works out, and he'll be back tonight, hopefully for Monday's night practice. So it was unfortunate because now the way sometimes it's tough. And for the fan that saw me, that's the side where we can see a lot of the tackling drills, and it was great. But a lot of times we really should be on the other side because that's where the offensive stuff is. So, but the vantage point led us to unfortunately see what happened to Rakestraw. So he did good in individual drills. I got a video of it, but I didn't post it. I chose today. The videos were Alex Anzalone, a punch out drill, and seeing Kirby Joseph back. But he tried to bring down Tom Kennedy. And it's simple. The defender runs towards an offensive player trying to shed him and tries to make the tackle. Rakestraw tried to make the tackle on Kennedy. Kennedy blew through, and Rakestraw fell and hurt himself. And they said it was he was dealing with a chest contusion. Now he's dealing potentially with a shoulder. And he left. That was it. His day was a one attempt at a tackle drill, and he called it a day. He was out. And he went down, too. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate to see that situation, to see a player not be able to stay at practice. What do you guys think? Are you starting to lose confidence in the second-round pick from last year? It is my opinion that he should sit for a while, get fully healthy, strengthened up, and stop the battle to get out there if you're less than 100%. Bulk up, get healthy. You got a month. You still got 3 preseason games. Falcons, Dolphins, Texans. Take the time, heal up. I was telling a reporter, man, I'm getting major Charles Rogers vibes early on in his career with the upper region, chest, clavicle, shoulder. He's got to be able to stay healthy because that was the major concern coming out of college was his ability to stay healthy. So for Ennis Rakestraw, I think it's a setback. It's a setback where each practice he doesn't get to be out there and develop and work against J-Mo and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Isaac Tesla and Tim Patrick. So for a player that's trying so hard to get out there and grind and to make a difference, this start to camp has been less than stellar. And unfortunately, he didn't have the best showing against the Chargers as well. On film, it was tough. He got torched, and at times positioning was not exactly his strong suit in that contest. So he's battling. And a lot of it, I don't think is talent. I think it's somebody that is trying to show that he's gritty and tough, but at the same token is going out there hurt. And so for him, now this situation, you hope that he can get back out there on the field as soon as possible. But when he's healthy, take a moment, get yourself together, and make sure that when you get out there, you can fly around to the football and potentially stay healthy. Because you don't want the second year to be a situation in which it's similar to the first year where it's not as productive. So we'll see. We shall see. Ennis Rakestraw, I think, if he's healthy, has a chance to be a nice reserve player for DJ Reed and for Terrion Arnold. So we'll have a chance to see. What is my prediction for the Lions record this year? FFFTG, 11-6, 12-5. I think they're going to win a lot of home games and just go 3-5 on the road. Just got to get a couple on the road and you'll be fine. Double digits. So, Ennis Rakestraw, not able to complete practice, not able to finish Sunday. So we'll see. We'll get another update Monday. Monday's the night practice. We'll figure out more about what happened there and what the outlook's going to be. Unfortunately, Dan Jackson also left practice. So we'll get a further update on Monday from Dan Campbell. So the tackling drill I thought was great. You get a chance to see a lot of great highlights from the tackling drills. You get to see, oh my goodness, the first person I highlight on X at Detroit Podcast, TeSlaa battles every time. TeSlaa battles through the tackle every single time. It's great to see him powering through, his ability to control his body. He's got a massive size for a wide receiver. It's great. Good size, good speed, good effort. And he wins reps. He wins reps. It's cool to see. So the tackling drills after the individual period were fun to see. I'm going to highlight them here going through my notes as I get this banner correct. So there were a lot of good wins, and the highlight's always been David Montgomery versus Jack Campbell. It's a nice highlight to see those guys battle back and forth, and David Montgomery has been holding his own. It's been cool to see. Cool to see the opportunities that are afforded to these players that are competing. So what happened in the tackling drills? It was interesting because you realize that certain players better suited to evade the offensive players, skill players. So it was cool. It was cool to see some of the wins and some of those that were getting after it. It was, and that drill too is interesting too, because you get a chance at times where if a player loses the rep, they have another chance again in the second round to get after it. So you have a chance to, if you lose a rep, then come back and see what happened. The linebackers had themselves an opportunity to tackle Zach Horton a couple times, and they were able to bring him down. Alex Anzalone definitely flew to the football and got Jabari Small down to the ground. I liked that rep. It was a good rep. Zach Cunningham, I thought, had the thump and the biggest pop. I thought that 52, my notes said 52-89 and started because he squared up and made the tackle on Brock Wright. It was nice to see Sione Vaki shed and power through Grant Stewart, who tried to get after him. Now, unfortunately, Vaki trying to tackle Stewart was not successful. Oh, Vaki, imagine Vaki 33 versus 15. Stewart handled business. And TeSlaa, in my notes, was battling Eric Hallett. So those are some of the tackling highlights, and it's good because in those moments you get to see the competitive toughness. There you go, Adam. You saw me live. That's cool. Welcome. Ask your questions. Get them in. And like I said, you can always just visit freely, guys. Yeah, catching me live is a bonus. I appreciate that. But you can catch it. It's on demand. Here's the best part about doing this. There's a window of time. I can't schedule it because I have content to put out, things to review from the other writers, making sure the site looks good and operational, getting the content plan for tomorrow, getting my notes together for this show, getting this face somewhat presentable for the camera. And so if you miss it, all you got to do is just come up to Lions on SI's YouTube channel, hit live, and when it's there on demand, you can watch it freely on your own time. You can highlight some stuff that you like. You can see the banners and kind of chip away at certain topics. It's on demand. That's the best part. And if there's something freely you need to know, hit the comments. Comment, Doc. A lot of you are doing that in a lot of these videos, which is great. It's not just, hey, if I'm live, you can ask. You can freely ask at Detroit Podcast, and you can ask in the comment section. So like it. The more likes, the more I'm willing to respond. Right now I'm at 95, 96% of answering every question. I didn't see. We saw a 97 who was not on the offense. Who was that? You know what? I wasn't. There's some new players. I don't recall seeing that. Well, look, there's some new players getting down. Might have been the offensive lineman. I didn't pay attention to his new number. I just was paying attention that he was on the right side, and it might have been 97. I don't have it in front of my notes here. You can tell me, was it offensive player, defensive player? I just knew the way it was a process of elimination. It wasn't anybody that I was familiar with in any of the units. Like, oh, that's Hallett. But I did not actually tangibly. And two, which is tough too, the hardest part of that job is it's going so fast, is identifying the numbers, the new players, who's not there. And that's why I get out there so early. That's why you saw me out there early, is I'm trying to get all those numbers before practice starts. It's hard to get attendance. Whew. And so with a full training camp, there's 90 names you got to account for. And luckily, my accuracy has been pretty good at my old age. And luckily, too, you can cross-reference with the other Lions, too, and you can ask the PR staff, too. Hey, I saw this guy. Is he not here? Oh, yeah, they'll confirm it. They won't freely hand it over. You got to tell them. Austin gets in. Hey, Doc, thanks for jumping on. How did Gibbs look today? Austin, I'm on every day. Every single day at training camp. If you hit the live button on Lions on SI YouTube, every single day, there's been a video since training camp started. Every single day of varying degrees of length. 30 minutes, hour, sometimes an hour and a half. If I'm going long-winded. Today, probably an hour. It's nice out there. It's a little hot still. It's getting hot. Got some stuff around the house. How did Gibbs look today? It's funny, too, because you guys are into it. Every day after practice on X at Detroit Podcast, I have not been saying, here's who disappointed me. I've been saying, hey, here's who impressed me. And you guys have been liking that, so I'm going to stick with it and leave the critiques to the written stuff. And I haven't put freely Jahmyr Gibbs, but he basically has been good every day. And so I try to find the best of the best and try to mix it, because every day I could put Jahmyr Gibbs. How did Gibbs look today? Stellar. Jahmyr Gibbs, Tate Ratledge are going to be a fun pair. You know why? Tate Ratledge is going to open up a bunch of holes for Jahmyr. And when the Lions needed a nice explosive play, Tate opened up a nice hole on that side with Penei Sewell. That was cool. Tate opened up, shed it open, and boom, Jahmyr Gibbs was to the races. How did Gibbs look? Great. Great one-on-one win. A+. Nothing to complain about. The one thing, though, man, the Lions are not scared to have their running backs block these linebackers. I'm not a fan of that. I know they love blocking, but this is like, I'm not personally a fan of that because, man, Gibbs, Montgomery, Vaki blocking these linebackers. These linebackers are getting like 4-yard head starts and they're colliding. You hear it. And the Lions running backs are not scared. They're not scared. But when they bounce off, today it was great. Derek Barnes bounced off a block, and then Tate Ratledge put him to the ground. So Tate Ratledge is a willing blocker too. But these Lions running backs being asked to do a lot. We're going to need you, Jahmyr Gibbs, to identify Derek Barnes on a blitz and stand up to him. And by the way, 46, Jack Campbell, try not to get pushed back. Oh man, Jack. You're going to have a good, nice head start blitzing, and the first person you're going to see is a running back. Jack Campbell's like, oh yeah, probably just replaying that right now. Jack versus Vaki, Jack versus Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, just going back and forth. Just looking at that and going, oh my God, I can blow them up every time. It's tough. That's good. Did anybody new jump into the official doc running 53-man week 1 roster prediction? If so, who's out? I've had Christian do that this time. Listen, I know this is the time where the 53-man, I did it before the first game. And right now we're just focusing in on the bubble. So we take a different slice of it. So today you can go look on the offense. You can go look who's on the bubble. In our opinion, me and Christian collab on that. And tomorrow we'll do the defense. And then I will do a 53-man updated next Saturday after the Falcons game. That'll be the next one. It's tough because, it's a rush game. It's not really fair. The Lions and the Chargers, it's not really a fair assessment off of that game. You can make some conclusive statements. Not fair to make, roster predictions off of that. I will do it after, promise, after. First thing comes out Saturday will be the next 53-man. No problem, Austin. Ask. Yes, I do think Kenneally's ahead of him right now. Theo 99, Strickland looked terrible. J-Rod number 16, the Doc, John Macaroon. How are you today, sir? I'm good. Enjoying life. Just recapping what I saw today. We're talking about the first period that I just saw, the tackling period, the one-on-one periods. So it was a good time. I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Hit those like buttons. Like helps me spread the word more and more. Like and hit the notification. That way you can find it anytime. The star of the practice was DJ Reed, in my opinion. The star of the practice. The star of the practice was DJ Reed based on the work that he was doing. He was stride for stride with JMO, and he was in team periods also impacting JMO to the point where a rifled ball from Jared Goff hit JMO in the hands, but it was a quick pass too. But because DJ Reed was right there step for step with JMO, wasn't able to haul it in. DJ Reed looks good. Brian Branch looked good. The defensive backs had themselves a day. They were out there and doing some things. They were doing some things. It was fun to see the opportunity that they had to get out there. So it was just unbelievable to see, these defensive backs be so aggressive with these wide receivers. Other takeaways from the pit. Now, as the tackling drills are going on, the pit is in the back, which is good today. I was professional. I brought my, today I had, the first week is, kind of get the meat and potatoes of all the star players. Second week is the preparation for the Chargers game. This week I had the binoculars ready to go to watch the pit from the far side, because you can see directly. And those of you that are sitting in the bleachers, you can see one-on-one battles. Now on the far side, on the way other side, is where the offensive linemen battle the defensive linemen. Chris Smith handled Coyote Awosika. Miles Adams had a good appearance one-on-one. Tyleek Williams was able to really handle Neese and Mason Miller. Justin Herron came in and beat Agude and Ukwu pretty clear. I had 50-45 less than the new player, Justin Herron. And Giovanni Manu did not do good today in the one-on-ones. Nate Lynn took care of him pretty easily. Mason Miller also did not really have the best performance in one-on-ones. And the matchup that you all want to see. Sewell got after it. Hutch tried the spin moves, and Sewell was right there. Sewell was mad because he lost a rep, I believe, to my notes here say O'Connor. So Sewell was not happy. He got after it with Hutchinson. Definitely focused and got up there. Early on in the team periods, the defense was after it. Goff missed a couple targets, didn't connect with Sam Laporta. And Brian Branch was, and so when people say what was going on, Brian Branch was all over the place. Brian Branch was disruptive, was in the way, was just clogging the middle, getting to the line of scrimmage pretty quickly. He blew up a run from Jamarco Jones. Blew up a run play with Jamarco Jones blocking. And then you saw right in front of us, Branch run full speed and get after Shane Zylstra with a nice tackle. That was the one I posted on X where he hit him and got after it. But you guys know, when Goff needs a play, who's going to make it? 14. Every single time. Every single time. Goff's going to find St. Brown for a big, nice play. The defensive back who had the most struggle was Boodle. He went down for a bit, but then came back. But I'm not seeing the value of his addition just yet. It was him and Yasin outside without on certain reps. It wasn't great at times. Who impressed continuously? Ahmed Hassani, Derek Barnes doing their thing. Yasin almost had a pick because of the pressure from Derek Barnes and combined with Hassani. So that was nice to see in team periods. It was nice to see. I wanted to see a little bit more of Dan Jackson. It stunk. He had to leave with a leg injury. Sione Vaki was impressive in my mind. Jake Bates made all his kicks. 6 for 6. I had a chance to talk to him. That report's going to come out later this afternoon. I asked him, hey, are you concerned at all about all these outdoor games? Nope. His mindset. So delivered the quotes, and they're in the system, and we'll put it all together. So the team periods were interesting. There were a lot of times where the defensive tackles on the first, second unit were able to get to the running back fairly quickly. There was only a couple of runs that you would say of note. One of them was the Jahmyr Gibbs one that I saw. So the pressure that is coming from the interior of the defensive line is good. Tyleik Williams, run stuffing, doing some good things. Broderick Martin had a rep where he used his body and clogged the middle. Now he's got to continuously do more, and he doesn't pop too often. So those are the big things that I saw today. What's up, Phil? How you doing? Always good? Guys, I love it. Ask the questions. We'll use the last 10 minutes here before I leave to answer some questions. Doc, how many series would you like to see Williams and Ratledge play against Atlanta? A half. Maybe the first quarter to start. Probably the first quarter minimum. Get some reps. Get some experience. It'll be nice. Oh, Phil, this is one of the nicest things you could say on here. Phil, visited the website for you. Good stuff. What'd you like about it? Anything I can do better? Basically, the content ideas come from me. All the topics come from me. Christian and Vito execute excellently. They oversee making sure, they're my extra set of eyes. I am the primary editor, and they're the extra set of eyes that make sure it looks good. And the videos look good, crisp, all the extra content that's on there. And I can't apologize for all the ads, because the ads are how these lights stay on. And they put a smile on my face. So I put 2 and 2 together. The commercial nature of a sports website makes me smile. So I'm sorry. It's not perfectly clean. There are going to be ads there, and there's going to be ads before my videos, but just sit and understand, before there's a green light to go when you drive, there's a yellow and red light. 2/3 of the lights are stopping. 1/3 lets you go. So 1/3 of the site is ads, and 2/3 is great content. That's a fair ratio, right? It's a fair ratio. But I always love the handful of messages you get where it's, hey, why are there so many ads? Because I got to keep the lights on. I got to pay for the cell phone that's blowing up right now. They are. I mean, I know everything about the site, but just handle it, power through. There's words there. It's how the lights stay on. It's how I can have the state-of-the-art equipment. It's lucrative, guys. It's lucrative. I'm sorry. I should be like, boss man, take down the ads. But John, that'll take down your check. More ads. I'm sorry. You humbly, I would make it ad free, but then I'd have to, do the thing where, hey, give me your email, do a 7-day trial. I want to keep it all free. So it's a trade-off. Real fast. It's a trade-off. You deal with the ads, all the content's free. And if you have any questions, please direct all tech questions to Vito at Vito Jerome. he'll be the Department of Complaints. I think he's got a chance with some depth. We'll see. Thank you. The website is beautiful. It's a beautiful site. They put a lot into it. Thank you, guys. It's a nice. I think that there's a lot of information that goes there that you can read and enjoy as well. And this is hopefully a compliment to it. Theo, it was fun today. Hogan Hatton's got a lot of positive energy. I cannot say I've had any interaction with him other than I can't say that I've had an interaction where I've walked away not feeling energized, like I want to go play a round of golf with him. Today, he just walks right up to me, big smile. Hey, I like that white facing dial you got on your Shinoa. I said, yeah, man, I got one white, one green. He's like, oh, nice. Oh, because you went to state. Yeah, because I went to state. And I'm a fan of Shinoa. Big dial. It's classy. And it represents Detroit. I know that they have a, Swiss thing and whatever, but there's some tie to Detroit with this Shinoa thing. And I like to watch. Big dial. So I got one white, one green. And he walked right up to me today and big smile. I started talking to him. That kind of led into the Jake Bates story. He's looking good. He had one little shaky snap today. Not his best, but overall, great camp. Great guy, great energy. But he didn't answer the DM. I said, hey, he's literally a perfect podcast guest. Didn't want to, probably doesn't even know that he probably is scrolling through 200 messages, not looking. I invited him for the podcast. He never answered. I should have asked him today directly, but he's so nice. But there's only so many questions you can ask a long snapper, but it would be a non-football podcast. We talk about golf. He humbly bragged. He's like, I got a 4.2 handicap. I'm the best one on the team. So today was a fun day in that, the kickers were doing a good job. They were in a good mood. And I saw that Tesla in his social media profile had put some golf content out there. So he was walking off. And so just on the side, I said, hey, how's your golf game? And Tesla's like, great. I was out at TPC yesterday on my day off. I beat my dad. And he was so happy. He shot at 84. He's happy. So some of the Lions can golf. So I talked to Hatton about golf, and today was just a fun chat about golf and other stuff. But he said the operation today was crisp. Snap, hold, kick. It was great. He's a good guy, and he's high energy. And I do think that small world, when my brother-in-law went out to Arizona, he sat behind his family. And so his family's from there. So there was a tie. And so he's always been friendly. What's up, John? He used my name. A lot of the reporters don't ever say, hey, John, good seeing you. He's one of the rare ones that's like, good seeing you, John. Good energy. But his life is simple. Snap the ball. Repetition. I think they got a good one. And I'm happy. Like I said, one day I'll just walk up to him and be like, listen, there's a spot on this podcast for you to come and entertain these people. You're entertaining. You got good energy. You are made to speak and do these podcasts. He's perfect for it. Good energy. Easy to talk to. Nice individual. Snaps the ball. Pro. He's a pro. The specialists are great. They're easy to cover. Jack Fox, easy to write every day. 3 booms, kick, plus. Hogan Hatton, good snapper, plus. Nice guy, plus. Jake Bates, super nice. Came on the podcast, always nice to talk to, never turns down an interview, plus. Specialists are great. And they're the easiest ones to find on the field. They're right in the middle every day. 3, 49, and 39. Boom, boom, boom. The easiest task to handle for me, the specialist. They're great across the board. There's no complaints. Yeah, some misses from Jake Bates here and there, but no complaints. Personal question, I'll answer it. In the last couple of years, I've developed a little bit of a watch habit. I have 5 watches. 3 Shinolas and 2 high-end watches. That's it. That's the limit. The wife was like, that's it. Deal, honey. If you follow me on X at Detroit Podcast, I've shared 1 year ago, 2 years ago, it was the Wreck the Bank summer where I just spent a crap ton of money to motivate myself to make more of it. And so I spent them on watches and vacations and rewarding myself for all this 7 years of work. So, but now it's recouped. And so now the wife wants more of it. You know how it is. They see you working. I'm working. She's vacationing. I work, so their lifestyle is great, and I humbly do it. I'd work night and day for my family. But I had to spend something on myself. And damn, I was working hard. You guys see, I wrote 1,000 blogs last year. 200 podcasts. I love it, Brent. Listening and grilling ribs. That's the best way to go. Lions talk, some entertainment, some personal talk, some nonsense, and we get after it. But I do want to take a walk after this. So I got 10 minutes left. So give me any questions you want. Can be about podcasting, can be about anything you want. I'll answer it. But those are the main highlights. Let me review a couple of my notes. Drive. You get to it. Hope you don't see it. Better than me. My pain in the ass wife only lets me have 2 watches. I'm going to give you a quick funny story. When I first started the podcast, my first purchase was a Mac for $800. I didn't tell my wife because I knew she was not going to be happy. In my household, it's I spend and I apologize. I can't believe you would do that. I said, honey, it's going to be an investment. And I joke with my wife. She called this whole thing a hobby 10 years ago. You and your hobby, it's never going to do nothing. So every single day I tell her, hey, honey, on SI hobby. And I said, oh, you're going to Florida with the kids. That hobby treated you well, didn't it? And part of my success is people telling me I couldn't do it. My hobby. I mean, I was editing till 4 a.m. podcasts, slicing up audio, learning how to take sound and maneuver it and make it look good. My hobby. My hobby. Yeah, I was crazy about this stuff. I loved it. So then I bought all the equipment, this microphone, the gear, all the stuff you saw. I just bought it, never told her. And then she'd find out about it eventually and be like, sorry. Oh, yeah, about 30. All Detroit, do sports podcast, the Old English D, variations of Michigan State. John Hughes gets in, super fan. Much respect, John. Does Derek Barnes look like he's taking a step forward in his game to warrant his contract so far in camp? Oh, yeah. Good camp. Flying to the football, great blitzing, outside Sam linebacker, can be on the edge. Oh, he's great. Versatile, can do a lot of different things. He's earned the contract. Absolutely, he's earned it. And he's a player that I think will have some impact. And I think that also, too, the relationship that he's had with Alex Anzalone will also play well to help his development, the work that he does out there. Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, Derek Barnes, that's a nice trio to start. The question marks are going to come probably on defense. It's going to be Marcus Davenport and the depth behind Arnold and Reed. Mick Robertson, I think, will be fine. Does Ennis Rakestraw, who do you match up? You can't play Reed every snap. Who's going to be that guy? It could be Rock Ya-Sin, but I don't know. It could be, Mick Robertson at times. But then who do you put in the slot? That's why Ennis Rakestraw being hurt is a little bit of a detriment. It stinks. You got to do better. I'm hoping that opportunity presents itself so that the secondary depth can be something that can be solidified. We'll see. Now, Hendon Hooker is going to start. My last topic here. That's a good question. DM5, I'll get to it. I'll get to it real quickly here. Dan, maybe 2 topics here. It was confirmed. We all kind of knew it based on how it went. Hendon Hooker will start against the Falcons. What do you want to see? Leave it in the comments. What kind of stat line do you think will make up for what he did against the Chargers? It was not a good performance. And he was blunt today. Go check it out. He was stern. He was not happy. Hendon Hooker, after practice on Sunday, spoke to reporters briefly, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. And he was like, my performance, I rate against the Chargers a 0 out of 10. A 0. And he said, I just got to move on to the next play, have the next play mentality, and you just treat it like another week, and it's his opportunity to go out there. So I'm expecting him to rebound, get the ball out quicker, be able to run the offense and clearly find 18, connect with your tight ends, be able to get the offense into rhythm, get up to the line of scrimmage, call the play, read the defense well. And what he did well was there was a couple plays where he made some checks and impressed the coaching staff by his awareness of certain trends on the defense. So for Hendon Hooker, he's going to have his first opportunity to start this preseason against the Falcons. So I'm hoping that first half is successful. It's going to be on the road. There'll be some challenges. I like that. Hostile environment will give the coaching staff a nice opportunity to see what he's about, what he can bring to the table. I think that's a great, great sign for the quarterback. Get your opportunity. Go make the most of it. What do you guys want to see? What stat line would you like to see? What stat line would impress you the most? Ahlan, yahala. Hassanin Mahdi. Hi, my friend John. Happy Sunday. It's a blessed Sunday. It's a great Sunday. A little bit hot, but it's a good day. Got to watch practice and now talk to the great supporters, including yourself. Thank you. Tony Martinez, thanks, Doc, for the daily updates. Much appreciated. Like I said, to spend an hour with you guys, chatting, seeing what you guys like, it also helps me, gives me energy to keep covering the team and getting after it. Because it can be a grind, because it's repetitive. It's a lot of the same kind of things, one-on-one drills, team periods, defense. It starts to all blend together. So the storylines can emerge, and the things that you guys think about also unlock the creativity in my mind. So you guys help me out tremendously. And like I said, you guys are helping me get better, because who knows what the future holds. This voice that you hear on the questions clearly, but not anybody else, might end up doing some stuff with it. You never know. You never know who's listening that might want to take advantage of the digital success I've had. John Hughes, I don't even care about stats. I want to see him run the offense, operate and work through progressions, make the correct checks again. A 65% completion percentage would be great. A couple TDs. That's a perfect comment. Exactly what I would be looking for. Progression, crisp throws. Let him throw the football maybe 15 times. Let's see him run the offense and get after it. And that makes sense. I know you want to know. Ahmed was great. He's when he's on the field, he has the energy every single day. He's making plays, showing his power, energy, and he's making plays, stopping the run, getting into the backfield. He's fighting with Mason Miller a lot, battling, and he's winning, making his moves. He's using his moves to win against the tackles. Positive practice every single day. You write 61, it's good. Very good. You see a lot of good reports about Ahmed Hassani. He's going to continue to get better day by day by day. So on one play, Mahdi, here's what happened. Hendon Hooker, number 2, is the quarterback, and Hassani got the pressure, got into the backfield running, and because of the rush throw, Hendon Hooker almost threw it to number 23 into a sea of white. It's a joke because there was a couple of passes where Hendon Hooker was throwing it in a little bit of tight windows to the defenders, and they didn't make the play. But because of the pressure from your son, positive play for the defense. He's part of a good defense that works every single day. You have to be proud of him every single day. Now, next time you talk to him, you have to say, Yalla, go have a conversation with John. Open house on the podcast. It should be me and Ahmed talking more often. But I love his attitude. I can share. Ahmed just wants to put his nose to work. Doesn't want to take any time away from studying to talk to me. I respect that. But personally, he should talk to me because I've asked him. But when I respect him a lot. I respect that. All business. I'm all fun. But one day, inshallah, inshallah, you'll watch your son talk to me. We'll have a good time. Because I'm a bifham. I understand. I understand it all. The mindset, the passion, the work, the story. I'll share a quick story, Mahdi. My mom took me to the Middle East when I was 3. That special year at 3 years old is when your brain starts learning English. So I spoke a little bit, talked. I went to the Middle East, Lebanon, and came back, and I didn't speak English anymore. I spoke Lebanese. And now at 4 or 5 years old, my family was happy. Their little boy speaking Arabic. They put me in school. I didn't speak English. They didn't let me back in school. I had to get a tutor. I remember that. I had to get an English tutor to reteach me English before I got into kindergarten. And boy, was that a mistake. They should have said, never let him speak English ever again. Because the words I'm starting to use in some of these podcasts, not the best. But it was great. The best 2 trips I ever took at 3 and 16 were to the Middle East. I should go back, but I hate airplanes. I hate airplanes with a passion. But inshallah, one day go back to the Middle East. Maybe one day go see Egypt and the pyramids, ride the camels. It's a trip. And one day maybe you'll tell me what to do, how to handle it, where to go. Yeah, Jim Hayward. Saw some good film breakdown of Hassanin in the preseason game, and it was impressive for a rookie. Jim, I'll stay on for a couple minutes. Drop the link. Let his dad see it, where he can watch the footage where people are talking about it. Drop it so I can check it out. I know there's been some, I think I saw it too, the All 22 YouTube channel. It comes across my feed quite a bit. Take a ship. That's right. Absolutely, Phil. Lebanon's a beautiful country, one of the most beautiful. Middle Eastern people, beautiful people. Egyptians, Chaldeans, Lebanese, Middle Eastern, Yemeni, Sudanese. It's great. Like I said, now everybody's like, Doc, you're going to have to go to Dubai. My wife hasn't said it yet, but I know she's percolating to be like, can you take me to Dubai? I'm like, no, I cannot take you to Dubai. I'm not sitting there and spending that much money. We're not going to Dubai. We're not going to Dubai. She's trying to angle for that. John, you know, I'm doing terrible. How you doing, John? Terrible. Money's tight. That should be every man, no matter how successful you are. When the wife asks, how are things going? Money's tight. It's horrible. Very tight. Very, very tight. Because the second you open your mouth and let them into what's going on, let's go to Dubai, please. Like, I'm not going to Dubai. I got no time. From August until June, I cover the NFL. There's no time to go to Dubai. There's just no time for Dubai in my schedule. It's coming, though. When it comes, I'll tell you. Guys, I'm very sad today. The wife has put in the formal request to go to Dubai. And how do you tell her no? That's why I'm busting my ass. No. I'm not selling anything. Just all I want is you guys' attention and engagement and read the site, and I'm good. I can handle the rest. John, they can smell it. He's working more. He seems so much happier. He's doing a YouTube channel. Why is he doing a YouTube channel? Why is he doing all that? Why? What's going on with his hobby? He must be successful. No, honey, I'm doing terrible. Terrible. Money's tight. I'm doing terrible. They know. People know. They can just smell it. How are you doing terrible? You got 5 watches. I'm doing terrible. Terrible. This is just a terrible life. Terrible. Whenever anybody asks me how my money situation is, I just ask them to borrow money. Because then they won't talk to you anymore and they'll leave you alone. It's the best way to do it. Hey, can I borrow some money? They'll be like, what? Aren't you going to Dubai with your wife? Be like, yeah, can I borrow some money? The trip is going to be expensive. Then you guys will know, oh, she got him. All the comments will be, welcome, I'm from Dubai, guys. I got to do a podcast. And then you'll be like, oh, she got him. She got him. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I always enjoy the final 10 minutes of laughter. We can have some fun with this. The night practice will be fun. Oh, one more thing. I did ask the question that you guys heard, and we'll spoil a little bit of the article. A couple of us talked to Giovanni Manu. I got him second. after M Live. But it's pretty much straightforward. This is one of those standard headlines you're going to see. If it's already out there, Ben does a good job. So what happened was Giovanni Menu had a decent game. And so everybody wants to know about Giovanni Menu. And so I asked Dan Campbell today. So what happened was I asked Dan Campbell today, how do you feel about how Giovanni did? And you can hear the question. I think the heavyweights poached it. And the question was about, hey, what's the development like for Giovanni? He's like, actually, the practice before the Chargers game was pretty good. And the game was better. One thing I didn't expect, which was, I think, a public challenge to Giovanni, is Dan Campbell tells me, I feel like there were a lot of downs in the camp that Giovanni has had prior to the last practice. Downs. But he said, we can only go up. And so today I said, hey, to Giovanni, I said, you had a good game, a couple good practices. And he said, I just want to downplay that. I just want to focus on the things to get better at. He wanted to focus on the mistakes that he made. He's like, yeah, and that's what a lot of these guys do, is that you praise them. You say, yeah, but I also had a couple plays where I left it on the field or I got beaten one-on-ones, and I want to focus on getting better. It's a good mindset. So he's got to look to build upon a couple opportunities that he had to succeed. Let's see what happens. Steady progress. It's slower than we would like with Giovanni Menu and Broderick Martin, but they understand where they're at realistically. We'll see. Giovanni Menu looking to build. I can. I'm going to get a shave probably. Usually I start camp with the full shave. Hopefully you can too. No, see, I think what you guys are seeing is the shadow from the microphone with the way the lights are set up here. Doc's been working, not the other ING. No time. You'll know too. I'll probably come and say, hey, I'm feeling relaxed today. Working is the only ING I'm doing right now. Tough life, right? Working. WORKING. Attila the Hun, I am worried about Rakestraw. You should be. Until he gets out there and stays healthy, there is some worry about his ability to stay available. Phil, you're the best. Thanks so much, Doc. Most fun show in Michigan. That's the goal. Entertainment, a little bit of personal jokes, a little bit of inside stuff, a little bit of inside information about what I saw today at practice. And that right now, highlights again, to recap, here's what happened. Here's the highlights from today. Day 9 takeaways, defensive backs were on it. Brian Branch, handling business. Kirby Joseph came back. Brian Branch was all over the place. The offense is not spectacularly crisp at the moment. Maybe tomorrow at night, maybe they're outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown, who delivered it. J-Mo didn't have his best day. The running backs are doing okay when the opportunity presents itself. Tate Ratledge opened up a couple holes for Jahmyr Gibbs. But it doesn't seem like right now, at the moment, the defense is winning. DJ Reed locked down Jameson Williams. The highlights from Amon-Ra St. Brown were in one-on-ones, but Amon-Ra definitely can sit in the zone and find the middle of the field every time he wants. He can get open every single opportunity that he needs to get after it. So the competitive periods are going a little bit of the way of the defense, but a couple guys stand out in regards to that, which are Isaac TeSlaa, David Montgomery, always working hard. All right, last 120 seconds. Thank you guys for your questions. Again, it's how did Broderick look? He gets in for like a play, but again, the thing I see with him is that He engages with the offensive line, but doesn't have the move set yet to, or the power yet to maneuver them back. Like it's a lot of times a standstill, which is fine based on his body size, but he's not in the backfield a lot. I would, he clogs the middle, but he's not out there a lot to get his number written down. Because there's first, second team, third team didn't do a whole heck of a lot today. So it's a battle. I would say that it's fair to say that I would pretty much presume that Christian's going to put Broderick Martin on the cut list. Someone asked it, why haven't the Lions signed Za'Darius Smith? Because they have a couple young guys. We've talked about it. They have a couple guys in terms of Pat O'Connor and Keith Cooper and Nate Lynn that are generating pressure at times and that the team likes. Doc, give us little people a hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, there's no little people. None of you guys are little. It's just you're currently at the position where you're not where you need to be just yet. If you're little today, you'll be big tomorrow. Just keep chipping away. Remember, I was once little. I had a podcast that at one time 200 people listened to. Now it's a little bit more, and now there's a website associated with it. It took me 5 years before I made a single dime off the podcast. 5 years. But I knew it was coming. My little hobby that I knew would generate revenue. I mean, I knew. It was just no doubt. Hardworking guy, Middle Eastern blood, crazy passion, and got told that this isn't real. I mean, the big man upstairs made it all happen. He put every door in front of me to make me push to fight for it. You're not media. Yes, I am. You're not. Podcasts are not media. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How do I know? Because when you have a podcast, you generate an audience. When you generate an audience, big companies want you. Simple as that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on Sunday. And remember, if you make a goal, the whole world will call it a hobby. They'll look down at you. They'll look at you funny. And someone said it. The great Cody Rhodes said it into a microphone, and I truly believe it. Success is the best revenge. Why is the doc the happiest? Because he got told I shouldn't be there. And I said, I'm kicking my way in. And so that's my always advice to you guys. Kick your way in, whatever it may be. The whole world's going to tell you, you don't know this. They have their vision, but I have my vision. And go with your gut and your vision. So if it was up to the world would say, you're just a podcast. You're an internet guy. Nobody likes you. And you're not allowed here. Yes, I am. Big smile. I'm allowed there. And the best feeling is knowing that I forced my way in. Wasn't open the door. Welcome. I forced my way in. And when the best part was I called it. If you listen to the podcast in 2017, I said, hey, the door is getting shut in my face. Guess what? The virus is coming. I'm a virus is the word I used. I said, and I'm not stopping. So I told everybody on these airwaves, audio-wise, the virus is coming. Now I'm enjoying the ride. Now I'm surfing. Surfing USA, baby, with my tank top and my Speedos. Now I'm just surfing, enjoying the ride. Riding the wave, baby. Let's go. And more to come. I'm not happy. I'm not a happy guy. That's the crazy part. I reached the waves. I'm riding the waves of Speedo, and I still want more. I want more. Let's go. Let's get after it. Thank you, guys. Doc and a Speedo. Put that in your mental Rolodex. For the happy couple, put that in your Rolodex. Doc and a Speedo, riding the wave. All right, my 75 minutes are up. Tomorrow, night practice. I'll probably do a preview. Maybe, 8 o'clock, talk to the players 9. I don't think you guys want to hear me at 11 because then it'll just get raunchy and disturbing and unprofessional, rogue. So I'll maybe do a podcast around, let's say maybe 1:32-ish. We'll see. 3. Preview what I want to see. Hit me up in the comments. What do you want to talk tomorrow? Because tomorrow there will be no practice until in the evening time, 5:30ish. What do you want to hear? We'll talk it. We'll break it down. Maybe take a topic and break it down in depth for the time. But my 75 minutes are up. Have a blessed Sunday. Get after it. Make your goals and fight for it, no matter how long it takes. This has been John Macaroon, Detroit Lions on SI, Lone Wolves podcast. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when it fires up, you know where to listen to the guy that's recording and bringing you inside information. Thanks, everyone. It was a fun Sunday. We'll talk again tomorrow.